Yo, what's up everybody? I'm Enigmatic M and thanks for coming back again. Today we're going to be talking about a game I love on the Sega Genesis. It's an arcade-style platformer with over 1,000 screens, over 100 levels, multiple paths you can take, multiple power-ups and special abilities, and hundreds upon hundreds of secrets. If this game were ever in arcade cabinets, it would have been an absolute quarter drainer due to its size and the fact that there's always something new to see in this game. The Sega franchise and their characters might not be around as much anymore, but someone needs to pick up this kid and give him a comeback. He's more rad than totally rad, more tubular than the kids in Tubin. It's Kid Chameleon. In the spirit of Kid Chameleon, a small pseudo-secret or Easter egg is that if you let the intro title run 2 more times, you're treated to 2 more title screens. The first one featuring our very familiar hockey mask wearing and axe wielding archetype killer, Maniacs, and our much less archetypical human tank hybrid Juggernaut. I'm remiss to say that they did not put in title screens for all of the characters, because I would have loved to have seen that. So let's check out the box art now. Kid Chameleon is there in all of his glories. Pretty cool cover that draws your attention, and unlike the last game we looked at, no weird translation things or incongruencies or funny... Wait a second, what is that? Why does he have the samurai suit over his plain white tee like that? It just looks ridiculous. He looks like the one samurai at boot camp who came severely underprepared. Okay, so maybe one funny thing to poke fun at. When you open up the box and check out the manual, you're gonna see it's your standard fare, but these character illustrations always stood out to me. Monochromatic and realistic, to an extent, they set a stark contrast from the rest of the game, which is colorful and fantasy-driven. This dark and brooding approach is something I really dig, and I feel embodies Kid Chameleon's too tough to beat attitude, and that goes for both the game and the kid. Now, in stark contrast to that, the Japanese manual has very bright and colorful cartoon characters that just scream 90s Japan. If I would have had these characters in my manual, that would have been pretty awesome too, as they're a ton of fun to look at. But that would have sparked a very different dialogue between me and this game. I mean, for heck's sake, the game yells "die" at you when you die. Who fits more into a game like that? This guy? Or this fly? And just so you know, dying is something you will be doing a lot of, especially in the later levels of the game. Kid Chameleon may not seem very challenging at first, but getting through this behemoth is more a test of attrition than anything. There are no saves or passwords, 3 lives, 3 continues, and whatever else you can find on your journey. So without anything else to do but to jump right in, let's do that, and I'll go over the nitty-gritty of this game for you. Alright, so we've entered the wild side, and we're about to take on our first level, Blue Lake Woods 1. All your journeys can have a different path, but they all start at Blue Lake Woods 1. So let's go. Alright, first level, first enemy. Oh man, let's redo that because I just said enemy. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Alright, so we've entered the wild side and we're about to take on our first level, Blue Lake Woods 1. Your journey can go down many paths, but it always starts at Blue Lake Woods 1. So let's go. Okay, first level. We got our kid here and we got our first enemy. Let's disperse of him quickly. So left and right is the jump. That's pretty self-explanatory. You can crouch, and crouching actually looks down and pans the camera down, which is helpful in certain situations. Got a clock for a little extra time. And got some diamonds for our diamond power that we're going to talk about later on. So, as far as the buttons go, A is your run button, B is jump. With the kid, he has the special power that if you press B again near a ledge, you can pull yourself up, which is pretty cool. And C button is for special attacks, but the kid has no special attacks in this form. He does have diamond powers, which are like super special attacks, I suppose. But we don't have nearly enough diamonds to pull one of those off yet. They usually cost about like 20 to 50. And you don't get that many in a level. Or if you are trying to collect them, you better make sure that you've gotten a clock for a little extra time. So, while I was rambling, we got our first power-up morph helmet, whatever you want to call it, the Iron Knight. He has more health points, as you can see in the top left. He's got 5 health points as opposed to 2. And when he jumps, you see the ground give out beneath me a little bit because he can break blocks when he jumps on them. Which could be both good and bad if you're trying to get something above you and you land below you and crash through the floor. That's not very helpful. He can also climb up walls. His special ability is to climb up walls with the C button. Okay. Oh, man, I'm just running into enemies right now. Okay. Our first flag, our first level over. And just to let you know, it is not going to stay this easy for long. You could sort of run through these levels in the very beginning, but, you know, after a few levels, if you start running around like this, you're going to take hits left and right, and that's going to be it. So our second level, our second enemy, and our second power-up right here is Red Stealth, the Samurai. He's got a sword you could hit with C. He could jump a lot higher than any other character you have, and he's got this downward attack by hitting C in the air. I know I mentioned secrets in this game, so here's one right now. You got these secret little spike blocks, as I guess I'll call them, where the direction on them shows the direction the spikes are going to get shot. And we can just jump through here now, instead of having to go underneath. Now, Samurai, unlike the Iron Knight, but like a lot of characters in this game, cannot walk up and down hills. I don't know why they decided to do that, but you slide. Okay, you know, if you want to get up, you gotta keep jumping. I don't know why they did that. Doesn't seem like very important to balance him out that much. It's not like he was an overpowered, you know, power-up or something. Okay, and our second level down. And you see, these first couple of levels you can just sort of like blaze through and be just fine. High Water Pass 1. Okay. So in High Water Pass 1, we're going to see our third power-up. The Berserker, who has no C button function, but after running a little bit can break through walls. Every character does have a diamond power, even if they don't have a C button special power like that. See, the Berserker actually can walk up and down hills, unlike the Samurai. Alright, let's go, Iron Knight. We're going to need him to climb up here. This is just to like, whoops. This is just to show you that sometimes you need different power-ups to get through different parts. Back to our little alien simian friend. Now, I'm not stopping to collect a lot of stuff, but you could. You could just search into the last couple of seconds of the level and probably still keep finding stuff. Some of the diamond powers are pretty good, like being able to instantly kill an enemy, I think, you know, minus the bosses. A little bit of invincibility, but I think the best one is the Samurai's ability to slow down time. So when you're fighting a boss, you can just get a couple of extra hits off on it without it moving. But man, do they cost a lot of diamonds. 20, 50. I don't know if you'd really even have, like, enough to use it, unless you were seriously hunting. Another new enemy with these hands. They are a pain. Gotta shake left and right to get them off of you. Luckily, I only take one hit. Oh, another new enemy with the diamond. Guy over here. Let's take care of you. Okay, this is the first point where looking down actually becomes helpful because there is an enemy down there. If we were to just jump down there, we would definitely take a hit. My other favorite power-up, Maniacs. Or Chibi Jason. Baby Jason. Oh. Come on. There we go. One hit's all it takes. First little warp zone, and it's going to take us to an area, basically just a, what would you call it, a waypoint? Filled with a couple of items that you can get, which I'm not going to get them because I like my little axe thrower over here. And this warp is going to send us forward, I think, 2 levels. I think this is now under Skull Mountain 2 or something. Like I said, it always seems like the environment is changing. There's always something new to see. There's always a cheap shot with spikes at the bottom of a hill. Alright, let's go. I'm kind of rushing through because I want to get to the auto-scrolling Wall of Death level, which is a lot of fun to show off. But I gotta get there first. Okay, and we're at Under Skull Mountain 3. This is one of the first levels where time is going to be a factor because you need to be meticulous. And I don't believe I've found a clock in this level to extend your time. So if you screw up, you get sent to the beginning of the level and you got to start all over again. And time can tick down quickly when you're doing stuff like that. Yeah, I'm doing this well because I've done it before. But if this is your first time, you might get hung up on these platforms. And if you fall, there's a warp zone there that takes you back to the beginning. Oh, shit. Okay, so I gotta keep jumping to not let the warp zone activate. Isle of the Lion Lord. I like this level, and you're gonna see why as soon as it starts, I think. Look at that big old guy. Get out of here, you. Alright, not so bad. So I hope if you all go out and try this game out, you have as much fun with it as I am, because I think this game is just awesome. Hills of the Warrior 1 is probably where we're going to end this live commentary. This is the auto-scrolling death level. I'm probably going to let it catch up to me in the very beginning just to show what it looks like. And then we'll see if we can complete it. Let's go. We're going to act like this level's all normal and get our power-ups. We got our clock. Oh, boy, look at that thing. I don't know why they would give you a clock. I just realized this. Oh, it's getting quicker, isn't it? Why they would give you a clock in a level you have to speedrun. It's kind of like a tease, I think. Because you definitely cannot let the time lapse in this level. There's no time for that. Oh, that's such a pain in the butt jump right there. Okay. Whew. Close call. Okay, that little spike is gonna go off and send a few more our way. Dirty little trick by the level. A couple of cheap shots in this level here, but oh no, that's probably gonna be our demise because these blocks are just too much to contend with. Okay. Okay. Got over that. I always jump over that because I'm always afraid it's going to drop me. Come on, reappear. There we go. Yeah, this game is a ton of fun, I think. I think I said that already, but come on. Come on. One more. One more. There we go. Oh, thank God that went through. Okay. Yeah, pick this game up. Have some fun with it. Okay. And that is it. Auto scroll level done. So the game pretty much proceeds like this for its entirety. Well, except there are a couple of boss battles. I honestly forget how far into the game I have to go to see our first boss, so we're gonna just forego that. But yeah, the game is a mixture of levels like this, waypoints, just items, warp zones, a plethora of secrets, bosses, auto scroll levels, more secrets, more power-ups. I think there's like 6 more or 7 more power-ups we haven't even seen. And secrets. Did I mention secrets? This game is just loaded with extra things to find. So I think the replay value is super high. The first play value is super high. Which is why I've had this game since 1992. And I have played it since. I am going to just... Oh, did I just find a new secret? See, that's what I mean, man. You could play this game forever. I always jumped past that. Hey, prime example. I played this game for so many years, I don't think I've ever come across this little cubby hole here. So I've talked about Kid Chameleon's cool factor, plus its difficulty and replayability. But the one thing I haven't touched on is why I made this video. And that's because I really feel like this game needs to be brought into the 21st century. I feel like the subject matter, game mechanics, and design make it rife with possibilities for modernization, and it is long overdue. Now there is a community that is still very involved with this game. There are fan-made remakes and sequels, but I long to see what a big developer could do with this untapped potential. Maybe make another 2D platformer out of it, or maybe even make an open-world 3D design. Or who knows, maybe an RPG-like game. In its current state, though, Kid Chameleon is an absolutely awesome game. And if you own a Sega Genesis and have never played it, you owe it to yourself to get a copy. I want to thank you for coming by and watching another one of my videos. and hope you give Kid Chameleon a shot because this kid needs a comeback. I'm Enigmatic M, and I'll see you all again next time. Peace out.